We open somewhere in generic
Europe,
where some poor lass gets shanked by an illegal migrant fresh off the boat. Which is weird, because I'm reliably told by mainstream media and Reddit leftists that these fighting age men with soulless dead eyes and not a woman or kiddie between them are all doctors and rocket scientists and shit.
Weird.
Anyway, after a truly abysmal actress struggles to make even reading the news sound remotely natural,
Hope doesn't rest in the hands of government officials or law enforcement. Instead, it lies with an enigmatic figure, the vigilante citizen who's delivering a brand of justice that some believe the authorities have failed to provide. Am I reading this one?
Yeah, read it all.
No! Please, don't do that.
social media clips from all over Western countries all seem to love this pixelated anon going around cleaning up wrong'uns.
He's like the real deal.
As he says he's only doing it till they all nut up and start doing it for themselves, for frick's sake.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Hot on his tail though is Interpol Chief Henry from Interpol, who's presumably an expert on naughty murderer killers who go around murdering naughty killers, and has got to have some sort of natural knack for seeing through encrypted faces, I guess. Turns out this Avenger fella's name is Michael Sanders, who can't even mind his own business on a bus without having to step in and set a bunch of feral youths straight, and monologuing about how them not paying their bus fare will one day end up collapsing society as we know it through economic inflationary effects on everyone.
If you get onto a bus and you don't pay your ticket, if you go to the movie theater, if you grab a banana at a grocery store and you don't pay, eventually the cost of everything will go up. If 10% doesn't pay, the cost will go up 10% to cover the loss. And that's not fair.
No, he's got a point.
Grown man thrusts his pointed shaft against a teenage boy's body to send a message. No fair. Because last time that happened, I had to testify against my best mate Dave after he drunkenly dry humped a non-binary teen after mistaking him for his wife with a similar hairdo over at Centre Parks.
Hate crime!
Anyway, given Mikey Boy is ex-military, he's built a Fortress HQ in generic
Europe,
stashed with all sorts of shooters and home gym equipment so he can get all ready to go and dish out some piping hot punishments already. But first has to stop to dish out a pipe of his own, mainly in the form of a random and totally unnecessary shag scene with a prozzie whilst under his own crumbling infrastructure. Turns out he owns a building, you see, well given he's a super rich psycho playboy pummeling criminals at night but just without the pointy ears and cape.
lame,
Bro pulls out of her manky guts and asks why she has a mouldy roof. Dunno, she says. Years of leather corsets trapping in groin moisture, I guess. Nah, you daft bint. I mean, why are the walls covered in actual slop? Because unlike George Michael in public toilets back in the day, I totally can't come under these conditions. Superheroic Mike pays a presumably sex-trafficked victim for her services and then pays his company manager a visit, and tells him it's not really acceptable for the front man running his company legitimately in his absence to let 7 months of unpaid rent fly by just to abide by court rulings and legal processes. And he'd better evict these twonks effectively now squatting in his properties, or he'll have to go evict them from the face of the earth and shit. A comprende? Cut to a local bar. Hilariously obvious Interpol Chief Henry from Interpol sits in the back spying on his suspect, despite everyone coming up to him and boldly announcing that they've seen him on TV, and is therefore the worst undercover cop since my mate Clive who blew his cover on day one by asking for a receipt at a crack house.
I saw you on TV. You're that guy from Interpol.
TV, yes.
No!
Fuck my life.
Mike swaps some spiked shots that two rapey wrong'uns were planning to give to two slags tonight. Promptly saves said slags from waking up in a Bill Cosby situation as Interpol Chief Henry from Interpol secretly and likely illegally swiped his suspect's fingerprints from the empty glass. Cut to said chief immediately storming his gaff with a local SWAT team to bring his butt in, only to get the poor chaps filled with more holes than the rabbi outside a Pornhub HQ trying to hide from an incel shooter beside a jumpy female cop in Canada.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
To be fair though, he did warn them first to cuck out and get the heck out of Dodge.
I understand that you're here to do your job. I have no interest in killing all of you, but if you try to stop me from doing my job, I will be forced to kill you all. This is your last warning to leave.
Fire! This is on you! This is on you!
Interpol Chief Henry from Interpol casually waltzes in now all the dangers past and a bunch of faceless red shirts are dead, but just gets himself and even more nameless red shirts blown up by a booby trap for good measure.
My hero.
And it looks like it's curtains for Interpol Chief Henry from Interpol, who's so competent he trains his men to all line up and stand in front of the bloody machine guns, despite a warning from the shooter that he's about to massacre them all, because reasons.
That's fucking retarded. Fucking retarded. Fucking retarded.
Is it? Anyway. Mike pays a visit to a teenage gang rape girl and asks her paternal birthing parent if he's remotely happy that the legal system is so great that a libtard judge just let a migrant rapist go without a prison sentence or even so much as a sorry. Naturally, the soy boy just shrugs, whilst the victim herself says, "Oh hell no, yo!" and signals that she wants to rain down hell on these sub-60 IQ goat fuckers. Which, of course, is just sweet music to the ears of our heroic protagonist what loves massacring Arabs, manhandling teenage boys on public transport, and generally shooting up innocent cops just doing their jobs.
I want problems, always!
Speaking of illegally manhandling teenage boys in public, things are so bad in
Europe
that the Citizen Vigilante fella can't even take a peaceful stroll in the park without having to unleash some citizen vigilantism on the exact same group of teens what clearly won't stop causing havoc everywhere he seems to go.
This is on you! This is on you!
So this time decides to switch it up a bit, and instead tickles the titties of a small black boy and totally stuns a parent to submission to stop a mugging, and then teaches them both a lesson by committing GBH and stomping on a bunch of unruly kids.
Ooh, you're hard, showing off.
Cue more pixelated broadcasts boasting about how he's totally a good guy who's defo doing this for all the right reasons. Oh, trust me, bro. That's why he's out here dosing libtard judges with heroin and driving innocent vehicles off the road to randomly prove a point amidst a cringy monologue, what totally undermines any kind of moral argument or audience support he had going for him in the first place.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Promptly stages the bleeding heart liberal judge's suicide by making his heart bleed out liberally through his wrists. All the whilst not wearing basic gloved up protection to avoid leaving DNA and fingerprints all over the body doors and crime scene.
My boy's wicked smart.
Wrong.
Cue final sequence, which just so happened to go viral on social media recently, mainly given it's an 8-minute super cathartic right-wing revenge fantasy, where he essentially takes immigration law into his own hands and cheats the entire family of that girl's gang rapist and also all of his mates who joined in. Even going so far as to shoot up his own mum and sister for laughing about it online and implying she actually deserved it because Western girls dress like hoes or some shit. Gah, what a bunch of dangerous misinformation from the writers here. I mean, it's not like Western girls are straight up Jezebels in current day who are trying to outdo one another in outrageous sex stunts like organising golden showers whilst pregnant or walking around with a face full of semen in public streets for some twisted form of media clout or nothing.
Man, we deserve everything we get.
So yeah, turns out he straight up shot them all for breaking into the country on false pretences, laughing about and covering up the grotesque gang rape of kids, and for basically bringing over all their archaic backward kuffar-hating religious zealotry to our once green and settled shores. And before you can say, "Oh fuck me, that's kind of based AF, and I can totally see why Germany banned this flick," before people start to wonder where the friggin' lies are at already, we end with the villain calling up the real hero to tell him that you'll never take me alive, pig. And I'm going to keep going on my naughty killing sprees till my fellow people wake up and all these nonsense grey piss and filthy spice munchers what can't use basic Western toilets without visual instructions posted on the wall, remigrate themselves back to their third world shitholes and take all their inflatable dinghies with them.
Fuck you!
Naturally, Interpol Chief Henry from Interpol says he'll also never stopping to stop him. No matter how many fellow officers and innocent colleagues he has to have get turned into Swiss cheese and blown to kingdom come in the process.
Standard.
And that's it. That's the movie what somehow banned in the same country that gives rape victims harsher sentences for calling their own rapist names and hurty words, and who immediately releases immigrant nonces who attempt to assault multiple underage girls at public swimming pools.
Why? 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 Why?
Oh, and in case you're wondering if some viral scenes were maybe possibly taken out of context and the director is actually kind of a wet-ass liberal himself, the movie ends on a literal call to vigilante action and a title card dedicating the last 90 minutes of sheer sociopathic mayhem to the swathes of victims of boat invaders and creepy third worlders.
I'm here to help you take that control back. I'm here to show you that you are no longer the victims. I'm here to show you
that it's time to go out and show these fuckers that they aren't getting away with it anymore.
I do this for you until you learn to do it for yourself.
Oh my God! No way!
Plus there's clips online from the big doc himself, basically confirming he's indeed based AF.
So, here's Uwe Boll, and 50% think that what's happening, the subject matter of the movie, it has to change. we cannot continue with this unbelievable wrong migration policies in Europe and America. And if it's all getting totally ignored, it will boil up. That's the thing. And you cannot say something when you have 20 people from Netflix using computers, whatever, to tell you what worked before, and you have to follow that rules. If you don't follow the rules, you know, and have like a Chinese camera girl, whatever, you know, with a wooden leg, if you don't fulfill that rule, you don't make a movie. That all has to change.
Based AF.
Anyway, favourite bit? Probably the general fact that Armie Hammer's big cinematic comeback after being outed as an elite cannibal, which was so egregious even the woke Jews of Hollywood seem to have to cancel him, is in a controversial banned film by the guy who made Blubberella, and whose main method of dealing with his movie's bad reviews is to beat up his critics in boxing rings. Not a joke.
I am very aroused.
Anyway, that's a plot on that a lot. Like, share and sub so I can finally get monetised, and replace this bloody wonky nipple I've had ever since Mickey Rourke bit it off in an unfortunate late night road rage incident back in the 90s.
What?
Don't ask. Comment below. Did this flick make you want to become a turtleneck titan, or just go full Kraut and want authorities to hunt down Mr. Boll so he can't continue to wake up the Goyim to their own ethnic replacement in Western society?
That's a great question. I've been wondering that myself.
Ring that bell thing to stay notified of any future videos. And I'll definitely not go full Punisher and shoot up a bunch of smug rapists along with their entire families if the court lets them off again scot-free with you. In the next one,